Welcome. In this video, I would like to speak about problems with our perception of history. I think there are three biggest problems. First, we have to realize that we already know the history. We can open a book or find it on the internet, and we see what happened and what was the reason for it. So, for example, it's really easy to say, I would never vote NSDAP, but it's because you know what happened after that. In that time, if you would be without a job after the First World War, during a crisis, etc., only God knows what would you do. Second problem is if we judge history through today's times, because it's based on today's moral standards and cultural things and so on. We see the world in different way than people back then. They lived in totally different world. For example, today we can get the news from the opposite side of the world immediately, but news back then were something special. Many people knew just about the surrounding places, and sometimes some traveler or traveling merchant came, so they could finally hear what's going on with the king or cities in the kingdom. The last problem is how we study history. We study history from primary sources that were written with some intention. Now, we can read many things, but back then, only few people were writing. If we are lucky and we have more primary sources, we can compare them and decide what seems more real. But if we have just one, yes, we can say I don't believe it, but we have to somehow believe it if we don't want to have a blind space in history. And as it said, history is written by winners. As example, imagine that historian in future would have to judge us by only one book they could find. So please, think about this.